Okay, good morning, students. All of you are able to hear me very clearly?
Yes.
Okay, great. So today we are going to start a new topic in mathematics called binomial theorem. Before I start, please confirm that all of you are able to hear me very clearly and you are able to view the digital board properly.
Yes.
So, dear students, if you think, if you just go back and recall your mathematics, algebra formulas, what you started doing from your seventh standard, a plus b whole square, a minus b whole square, then you started doing a plus b whole cube, a minus b whole cube. You have done these formulas earlier, right?
Yes.
And also you have done a plus b plus c whole square, a plus b plus c whole cube, like that. Now, if I ask you, hey, what will be the formula if I ask you a plus b power 51, for example? Then you think first answer is a sir, I cannot say. Based on the whatever the knowledge I have now, I cannot say what is a plus b power 51. Now today what we are going to learn, we are going to learn about you know all this stuff and related topics. So first we need to understand what is a binomial expression. So this is called binomial. This all these things whatever I said, what we are going to discuss, that comes under a topic called binomial theorem. Before going to the binomial theorem, what you understood, dear students, is that what is a binomial expression? First, let us understand what is a binomial expression. And let me first put the information, the relevant note here, and then I'll explain you what is binomial expression. You see, dear students, as I paste the note in the digital board. Let A and B be any two arbitrary element in the set R. R is what? R is a set of all real numbers. In that, from that set of real numbers, we are taking two arbitrary elements. Arbitrary means what? Arbitrary means anything as you wish. Okay, you can take 2.31 and another number is 11.7. And someone else can take 55.12 and second one is that -3. Possible. Now any algebraic expression containing of these two terms is known as an algebraic expression. For example, if you take A and B belongs to R, okay, here, then following are the algebraic expression. A plus 7B is an algebraic expression. 3AB plus 2 is an algebraic expression, correct? 8A minus 3 by 5B algebraic expression, 1 by A minus 1 by A4 or algebraic expression. Now, what we are going to do is that, if A and B are two arbitrary elements in the set R, and we are going to find the value of A plus B power n. Okay. First, we'll start with considering n be any positive integer. Okay. So what is that? So think about that when we do this one, A plus B power 2. What we have done, if you recall, A square plus 2AB plus B square, isn't it? Now here I want to give the same formula in a little different way. So here you see 2 is there now. So what I'm writing is that 2C0 NCR, remember we discussed this kind of this stuff in permutation and combination.
Yes.
NCR. So here it is 2C0 into A power 2 minus 0 into B power 0 plus 2C1 into A power 2 minus 1 into B power 1 plus 2C2 into A power 2 minus 2 into B power 2. Look into the pattern, how I started. If you see that A plus B power 2, that's why I started with 2C0. So when I write the first term as 2C0, I wrote A power 2, that is whatever the 2 is given, na power. So 2 minus 0 and B power 0. After that, I made that second term as 2C1, that means 2C0 was there, na? That subscript 0 has increased to by 1, that is 2C1, and that one is actually subtracted from 2 minus 2, that is A power 2 minus 1, and power of B will increase by 1. Similarly, if you go to the third expression, it becomes 2C2. Again, that 2C1, that subscript increased by 1, 2C2. A power 2 minus 2. Got it, dear student? Why? Because in the previous step it was the A power 2 minus 1, correct?
Yeah.
Here we made A power 2 minus 2. And power of B is actually increased by 1 to 2. Few things to remember, few things to not remember, just to look into, is that if you see that power of B and power of A, if you add, you will always get 2, isn't it, in any expression? In the first expression, what you get? A power is 2 minus 0 and B power is 0. Na? You add 2 minus 0 plus 0 is 2. In the second expression, what is the power of A? It is 2 minus 1. And what is the power of B? 1. So now we add 2 minus 1 plus 1 is 2.
Yeah.
Now come to the third one. Power of A is 2 minus 2 and power of B is 2. So 2 minus 2 plus 2, that is also 2.
Yeah.
What is that 2? That 2 should be actually equal to where we started with A plus B power 2. That is one pattern I think you have noticed.
Yes.
And you see that apart from that, we started with 2C0, then 2C1, then 2C2, the coefficient of A and B in each of these terms. And dear student, if you just go back to your formula sheet for NCR, what is NCR if you recall? Can anyone say what is NCR?
N factorial by R factorial into N minus R.
Fantastic, very well said. Okay, R factorial, N factorial divided by R factorial into N minus R factorial. So in that way, if you find 2C0, you will get 2C0 is equal to 1. You will make 2C1, 2C1 you will get as 2. And 2C2, then also you will get it as 1. So now it get back to the same formula, A square plus 2AB plus B square. Correct or not? Got it? Now, let's do one thing. Another thing is that, let us have, using the same pattern, the formula for A plus B power 3. Why I'm using that A plus B power 2, A plus B power 3? Because these all you are aware of. Correct, not yet. You know what is A plus B power 3 formula. But I am not going to write it immediately. I just want to use the pattern, what I just wrote here. Na? For A plus B power 2, that 2C0 into A power 2 minus 0 into B power 0 plus 2C1 into A power 2 minus 1 into B power 1 plus 2C2 into A power 2 minus 2 into B power 2. So what will be the A plus B whole cube plus A plus B power 3, that is A plus B whole cube. So if I use the same pattern, it should be 3C0 into A power 3 minus 0 into B power 0 plus 3C1 into A power 3 minus 1 into b power 1
Yeah.
plus 3c2 into a power 3 minus 2 into b power 2. Am I writing correctly, dear students?
Yes.
3c3. Why I'm saying that, whether I'm writing correctly or not, I know I am writing correctly, but you should also make sure that yes, sir is actually doing as per, and what sir is writing, it is at par my understanding. That is very important, right?
Yeah.
Correct, no? I use the same pattern.
Yes.
So now, if I expand, now if I write this thing, what is the 3C0? If you apply the formula of NCR equal to factorial n by factorial r into factorial n minus r, what we'll get? We will get that 3C0 is equal to 1. So it is a cube, because a power 3 minus 0 is a cube,
Yeah.
and power 0 is 1. A cube plus 3C1 is nothing but 3. 3 into a power 3 minus 1 is a square, and b power 1 is b, plus 3c2. 3c2 is also 3, dear students. If
Yeah.
you recall, NCR is equal to NCN minus R, correct, no?
Yeah.
You recall?
Yeah.
So then what we can write? 3c2 is equal to 3c1, because 2 plus 1 is 3. So here also 3. A power 3 minus 2 is a, and b power 2, I just write b power 2, b square, plus 3c3. 3c3 is equal to 3c0, that is equal to 1. A power 3 minus 3 is what, dear students? A power 0, which is 1, and b power 3. Now,
Yeah.
if you look into that, that what I wrote, a cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. Now you are getting it. Yes, sir. I have done it in my 8th standard or 9th standard. Correct or not?
Yes.
A plus b whole cube. So in the first case, a plus b whole square, first I write the formula, that is a square plus 2ab plus b square, as you see. Correct, no, dear student?
Yeah.
And after that, I wrote that pattern. That is 2c0 into a power 2 minus 0 into b power 0, plus 2c1 into a power 2 minus 1 into b power 1, plus 2c2 into a power 2 minus 2 into b power 2. But when it comes to a plus b power 3, first I write the pattern, as you see, that 3c0 into a power 3 minus 0 into b power 0, plus 3c1 into a power 3 minus 1 into b power 1, plus 3c2 into a power 3 minus 2 into b power 2, plus 3c3 into a power 3 minus 3 into b power 3. After that, we just used our knowledge on computing NCR and that indices, simple laws of indices, and we found this formula as a cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. So here also, you get the same pattern like the previous one. That is, it starts with 3c0, then it is started increasing 1, the coefficient 3c1, 3c2, 3c3. And also power of a is first 3 minus 0, in the next expression 3 minus 1, in the next to next expression 3 minus 2, and the last expression 3 minus 3. And power of b also made in such a way, the power of a and power of b, if you add, you will always get 3, which is
Yes.
the starting of a plus b power 3. Correct,
Yeah.
dear students? Now, important part is that another thing, these are all the patterns. I'm just repeating what I got it, what you also observed in a plus b power 2. But there is another new things I would like to say is that how many terms are there in a plus b power 2? There are 3 terms. First
Yeah.
one is a square, second one is 2ab, and third one is b square. Correct or not?
Yes.
How many terms are there in a plus b power 3? If you look into a plus b power 3,
Yeah. Four.
correct, no?
Four. Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
So that pattern gives us some kind of indication that yeah, if I go with a plus b power 4, how many terms you can think of?
Five.
5. Correct. Right guess. And it is the case. So one thing we are sure, the moment we are going to compute a plus b power n in another 5 minutes from now, we will see it is going to have n plus 1 terms. Now, and another case, you take a plus b power 1. A plus b power 1 expansion is quite simple. It is a plus b, but it has two terms, a and b, correct? A plus
Yeah.
b, which is 1 plus 1. So in mathematics, finding the pattern is very important. And applying these patterns in the right time at the right place is also very important. So now, as we have done the, very basic kind of analysis, I'm now going to give you the formula for binomial theorem for positive integral index. Okay? Binomial theorem for positive integral index. So what is that? That I'm going to show you now. So dear students, at any place, any point, any difficulty, anything, never ever hesitate. Okay, absolutely do not hesitate. And here also you'll find questions are little challenging also later, like whatever the previous chapter we have done. Now what we see here, dear students, let A and B be any two arbitrary element in the set R, the set of real numbers, and n be any positive integer. Then a plus b power n can be expanded in the following way. What is that? A plus b power n, the first term is nc0 into a power n minus 0 into b power 0. Now you are able to find it because we already got a plus b power 2 and a plus b power 3. Then second one is coming as nc1 into a power n minus 1 into b power 1. Plus nc2 into a power n minus 2 into b power 2. In that way, you will get one term, as a generic term called ncr into a power n minus r into b power r. And again continuing until it goes to ncn, the last term, ncn into a power n minus n into b power n. Now, in the next step, what we have done, it is not a step, by the way, it is just a simplification of that indices. What you wrote in the next step, what you see is the next line is that same expression, but in simplified form. One thing you notice that a plus b power n is that whatever the things I have said in all those patterns, you are able to make it. It has n plus 1 terms because it starts with nc0 and end with ncn, correct or not? So 0 to n, there are n plus 1 numbers.
Yeah.
So that there are n plus 1 terms. And if you see at any term, the power of A and power of B, if you add, you will get n. Correct, na? So we already know about the symbolic representation of the summation. That's why the same expression we can write in the form of symbolic representation of summation like this. Now, next point is that you can ask, sir, prove it. A plus b power n is equal to nc0 into a power n plus nc1 into a power n minus 1 into b plus nc2 into a power n minus 2 into b square, plus in that way, in between one term we will get, okay, which is a generic term called ncr into a power n minus r into b power r, and so on. And the last term you will get ncn into b power n. Now, if you ask me, sir, prove it, it is very easy to prove. And the concept of proving is that using the principle of mathematical induction. We have not done this thing. So once you do the principle of mathematical induction, it is a very interesting topic as well. And using principle of mathematical induction, this can be proved very easily. And we will see it later once we come to principle of mathematical induction. Correct, dear students? Now, what we are going to discuss, next one is that, the very important one is that, now tell me, let me first ask you this question, that what is this term? Let's focus on this one. That, you see now, that ncr into a power n minus r into b power r. This is which term? Means, for example, this is the first term, na, nc0.
Yeah.
Correct? This is the second term, na, dear student.
Yeah.
So in that way, NCR should be which term?
Um,
It should be the R plus 1th term. Okay.
yeah.
Generally, students get confused as NCR is there, it is Rth term. No, it is the R plus 1th term because first term is NC0, second term is NC1, third term is NC2. Similarly, Rth term should be NCR minus 1.
Mm.
R plus 1th term should be NCR. Got it, na? The coefficient what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
So we can define that let T R plus 1, okay, be the R plus 1th term. Then how we can find it out is that, let me show you this thing first. So as you see, dear students, so here you see that let T R plus 1 be the R plus 1th term in the expansion and known as the general term in the binomial expansion of A plus B power n. You know, when we discussed sequence and series, we discussed about that Tn be the nth term, na? Remember? That is a
Mm.
generic term. Sn is what? Sum up to the first n terms. That is a generic term. Because so that generic means what? You can vary n. And as you vary n, you will get different terms, sum up to the different terms like that. Here also, that we take the T r plus 1 be the r plus 1th term. Then how we can write T r plus 1? T r plus 1 is equal to NCR into A power n minus r into B power r, where you can vary r from 0 to n. Now you can say, sir, why you are not taking at the rth term? In sequence and series, you have done nth term. There we didn't do n plus 1th term, na?
Mm.
Sn we have done sum up to the first n terms. There we didn't do the Sn plus 1, na? So
Yeah.
what are you doing r plus 1 here? Very valid question if you ask, right?
Mm.
Answer is that there is no such hard and such rule. If we do TR, then Rth term, what it should be? NCR minus 1. Correct, na? Let me write it here. Let me write in a different color. So if we say that no, we will deal with Rth term, then what will be? It is NCR minus 1, A to the power into A to the power n minus r plus 1.
Mm.
Correct, na?
Yes.
Into B to the power r minus 1. That doesn't look good, na? Big expression. Rather, NCR into A power n minus r into B power r is relatively smaller expression. And that is why we consider r plus 1th term rather than rth term. Got it, na, dear students?
Yes.
And you know what is NCR? NCR is equal to factorial n by factorial r into factorial n minus r. Any doubts so far, dear students? Because very important, you will need to find, there will be several questions, okay? You know, every year it comes either in the board or in entrance where you need to deal with the r plus 1th term, okay? Now, you notice few things, dear students. Few things if you notice. The first thing you will notice is that the total number of terms in the expansion of a plus b power n is n plus 1, which is nothing but the 1 more than the exponent n. Correct, na, dear students? I
Yes.
already said this thing. I'm just repeating once more in the writing form, and this is going to be your class note as well, right? So what we see, the total number of terms in the expansion of a plus b power n is n plus 1, that is 1 more than the exponent n. That is the first point. I hope all of you agree to me.
Yes.
Second statement is that in any term in the expansion of a plus b power n, the sum of indices of a and b is equal to n. Correct, na? That also we have discussed. Now the third point what I'm going to say, we have not discussed so far, but let's learn now. The sh term from the end, sometimes there are questions. When you are saying that r plus 1th term, r plus 1th term means what? It is from the beginning, correct? No, from the left.
Yes.
Got my point? Okay, so sh term from the end in the expansion of a plus b power n is nothing but the n minus s plus 2th term from the beginning. And why I wrote this formula, dear students, because we always prefer to find the term from the beginning, because that is what our formula is. What is tr plus 1? Tr plus 1 is the rs term. Rs term from where? Rs term from the left. That is
Yes.
from the beginning.
Yes.
That is why if there is any question or you come to a point where you need to deal with some term from the end, that is sh term from the end, then you can think of, oh, okay, it is difficult to find sh term from the end. Rather, let me do n minus s plus 2th term from the beginning. Correct, dear students?
Yes.
Okay, so these are the very important points we have observed so far. Now, what I'm going to do, dear students, is that I'm going to, make some expansion. Suppose, there is you can also do along with me. Okay, you open your notebook, you also do along with me. We are going to expand x minus 1 by x power 6. Okay, so let's see how we are going to expand. Okay, dear students. Okay, so let us expand x minus 1 by x. Intentionally I give minus 1 by x power 6. Let me use a different color to expand this thing. So what we can think of, if we just go back to our formula. So what it should be, I'm writing it, also you write, and feel comfortable. Things get much more comfortable when you also write in your own hand in your notebook. So it is 6c0 into x power 6 minus 0, dear students,
Yes.
into minus 1 by x, because b I'm considering as minus 1 by x power 0, plus, correct or not,
Yes.
plus 6c1 into x power 6 minus 1 into minus 1 by x power 1,
Yes.
plus 6c2 into x power 6 minus 2 into minus 1 by x power 2. Correct, na, dear students? Plus 6c3 into x power 6 minus 3 into minus 1 by x power 3. Let me continue from here in the next line. Plus 6c4 x power 6 minus 4 into minus 1 by x power 4, plus 6c5 into x power 6 minus 5 into minus 1 by x power 5, plus 6c6 is x power 6 minus 6 into minus 1 by x power 6. All of you are comfortable, dear students. I did it very slowly,
Yes.
not just by leverage the formula we just learned today. Now after that, what? After that, you just need to apply your 9th standard or 8th standard mathematics to simplify it, nothing else. And when you find the value of 6c0, 6c1, and then you can remember the formula that it is factorial n by factorial r into factorial n minus r. So what we are going to get? The first term is going to be x power 6. If any was not feeling comfortable, how? Feel free to ask me. Then minus 6 into x power 4. Correct? plus 15 into x square. You can do it, along with me. Minus 20 plus 15 by x square. Minus 6 by x to the power 4. And plus 1 by x to the power 6. Correct, na, dear students? Dear Sagnik, Disha, Divansu, Srijita, Mohor, all of you are absolutely clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. Now the next question what I'm going to do is something like this. Okay. I can give this, to you and you can find it out. I want you to find the 11th term in the expansion of. Okay, let me write it down. Next one, what we're going to do is that find the 11th term. Find the 11th term in the expansion of 3x. You need to do it, dear students. 3x minus 1 by x root 3. 1 by x into root 3 power 20. Find the 11th term in the expansion of 3x minus 1 by x root 3 power 20. First, I want to know from you how you are going to approach it. Okay? Yes. Anyone can say? After that, I will assist you.
So will R be 10? You can guess while finding the 11th term.
So first and foremost thing, what should come to your mind is something like this. That I know, Sir has explained that in the expansion of a plus b power n, what is the r plus 1 term? Tr plus 1. That is equal to ncr into a power n minus r into b power r. That's what Sir has explained. No? That's what you should think in this way, right?
Yes.
That Sir has explained like this. That is the r plus 1 term. So this is a generic one. A, B, N, R, these are all generic. You can vary. But you need to make specific to your question when you get a question, not your student. So how to get it? So for that, in context to our question, what is the value of A? Value of A is 3x. Correct, no? What is the value of B? Value of B is minus 1 by x root 3. Correct. What is the value of N? Someone tell me. 20. And what is the value of R? Very importantly, Sagni, can you please tell me what is the value of R? Or anyone?
Sir, is it 10?
Correct. The value of R is equal to 10. So that you get 10 plus 1, that is 11th term. That's it. After that, it is nothing but just applying this all this value to get the value of T11, that is T of 10 plus 1. Correct, no? 10 plus 1 subscript here, okay? So that is equal to what? NCR 20C10 into A. A is what? 3x into 3x power n minus r. N is what? 20, r is 10. So 20 minus 10. In the initial few sums, initial days, you make it slowly, right? All these things separately. Speed will always come when there is good amount of confidence. Minus 1 by x into root 3 power r is what? 10. Done. Done. Done means what? Initial expression is done. After that simplification, for that you no need to apply the knowledge what you learned today. You just go back your 8th standard, 9th standard, 10th standard mathematics knowledge to simplify. Isn't it, dear student? Only thing is that you need to know what is the value of 20C10. Let's keep it as 20C10. Not a big deal, no? Because 20C10 is a big number, so let us keep it like this. So that is equal to what? We get 20C10 into 3x power 10. 20 minus 10 is 10. Na? So that we can write is that 3 power 10 into x power 10. Correct, na, dear student?
Yes.
3x power 10 we can write 3 power 10 into x power 10. I'm writing very slowly and within brackets so that you feel comfortable. Then minus 1 power 10. Minus 1 power 10 is positive, right? 1. But still I'm writing minus 1 power 10 into 1 by x power 10, correct, na? 1 by x power 10. Do you agree to me?
Yes.
Into 3 power half power 10. That is actually 3 power 5. Correct or not?
Yes.
Are you getting my point? So
Yes.
that means it is actually root 3 power 10. Correct or not, dear students?
Yes.
So now minus 1 power 10, what you see, that is the plus 1. So first I write 20C10. Then 3 power 10 into 3 power 10. Correct, no? And then x power 10 and in the numerator, x power 10 in the denominator would get cancelled.
Yes.
So what I'm telling, this will get cancelled with this one. Then minus 1 power 10 is nothing but plus 1.
That's
And then what we are getting in the denominator, 1 by root 3 power 10. That means 3 power half into 10. That is 3 power 5. In the bracket here, you can write for the sake of completeness that x cannot be equal to 0. That's why you are able to cancel it in the both numerator and denominator. No?
Yes.
Now, if someone asks why x cannot be equal to 0, because if x equal to 0, the question doesn't make sense. Because if you look into the given expansion, one term is there 1 by x, root 3. That 1 by x doesn't make sense now if x is equal to 0. So what is the final value you are going to get, dear students? It is, say, 10 into 3 power 5. That's it. That is the value. Clear, no?
Yes.
Interesting thing. Though it is an expansion, and this its 11th term doesn't have any x. Correct, my dear students? Got it absolutely clear? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Hmm?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, what I'm going to discuss is that the next point, what I'm going to discuss is that middle term. So when you have, when you expand a plus b power n, you get what? You get n plus 1 terms, no? Correct or not?
Yes.
So we are going to find the middle term. Middle term means what? Middle term means is that which is the term which is in middle from, which is equidistant from the beginning of the term, first term, and the last term, equidistant. For example, in the expansion of a plus b power 2, which one is the middle term? 2ab.
Well,
Correct or not?
yeah.
Because 2ab is equidistant from the first term, which is a square, and the second term, which is b square. Correct or not?
Yes.
And here is a specific rule for it. Why? Now tell me, you just think about it. What is the middle term of the expansion a plus b power 3? Think about it.
Um,
Now you are
is average
You are in a dilemma. Average. Okay, let's see. Understood. Why average? Explain. Why the point of average came to your mind? Because, sir, I get two terms which are equidistant from the both in the first term and the second term in the last term. Correct or not?
Yes.
Because as we know that a plus b power n has n plus 1 terms. Now, depending on n is even or odd, okay, you can have, either one middle term or more than one, you can have two middle terms, right? No.
Yes.
So we see that there are n plus 1 terms in the expansion of a plus b power n, where ab belongs to r. Dear students, my laptop may go off. There is a power cut at my end and UPS is not working. And eventually we'll complete our class because this is the last point today.
Okay.
So a plus b power n be any positive integer, then n is even, total number of expansion is odd, total number of terms in the expansion of a plus b power n is odd, and the middle term will be the n by 2 plus 1st term. And if n is odd, then we have a plus b power n is even, and there will be two middle terms. One is that n plus 1 by 2th term, and the second one is that n plus 3 by 2th term. Okay? So in this case, the middle term are both. You can consider there are two middle terms. One is that n plus 1 by 2th term, and the second one is that n plus 3 by 2th term. Correct, na, dear students?
Yes.
So on this, we'll discuss in details in the next class. We'll do some numericals in the next class, okay, which is tomorrow at 9 a.m. Correct, na, dear students? With this, I would like to conclude the class for today. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.